Say no, not like you. I know what it's like to be broke.
You're listening to Building Ideas. I'm Mark Miller, and joining me now is Chris Bishop. Chris and his partner Joe have been documenting their Greek house renovation journey on YouTube. Chris, how did this all begin with your partner Joe?
Okay, so we met around 10 years ago. We bought a house shortly after that in the UK, a couple of years after that, and began renovating over here. And one night I was sitting there flicking through the channels and Escape to the Chateau came on, and we became big fans of that and got the idea of renovating abroad from there.
Yeah.
So it started off with a bit of a French dream, which sort of changed into a Greek dream
Right, okay.
over the years after we took a holiday there.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's been a 10-year journey up until this point so far for us two. And we've been doing what we're doing now for about 2 years.
So at what point did it go from dream to reality?
So I guess after lockdown, that was kind of like the catalyst for us. We just thought we need to start doing something with ourselves because, you know, we all found out how quickly life can change. So
Didn't we?
Yeah, we certainly did. So we took a holiday to Greece in 2022, I think. And usually when we go away, we look on the estate agents' boards and just think, oh, I wonder how much it costs to buy a house here. And we realised it might be, you know, pretty affordable compared to sort of things we were looking for in France before. So yeah, that was when it started, 2022.
And where did you go on holiday to Greece that time?
We went to Zante, an Ionian island, which Joe booked so she could. They've got a huge turtle population there. She's really into nature, and we went to see the turtles. But we kind of fell in love with the island, and realised it was pretty affordable. So we took a holiday after that to Corfu because we thought, you know, instead of just jumping straight into the first Greek island that we see, we better go and see something else. So we went to Corfu, which is quite a bigger island, and had a look at a few places over there. But we kind of like the small island kind of vibe. That suited us a bit more. So
you weren't attracted to mainland Greece then?
Yeah, mainland Greece is really nice, and there's lots of options over there. But no, the Greek islands just have some, I don't know, some kind of magic draw for us. We really like the fact that we're on an island. So yeah, it was once we made our mind up, there was not really much turning back. We just set our sights on that. I mean, we did talk about exploring a few other islands, but I mean, there are hundreds of islands. We just thought, how long do we search for?
Does the price vary amongst islands? You know, the property prices per metre. Would Zante be much more expensive than Corfu, or would Zakynthos be off the scale? What's going on?
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, islands like Zakynthos are more expensive than islands like Corfu or Zante in general. So if you go to that side of Greece, what we found is it's slightly more expensive in the Aegean than it is in the Ionian. Not much difference, but
right.
But a bit of a difference.
What do you think drives that? Sorry, what do you think drives that?
I think the type of people that it attracts. I mean, Zakynthos is probably a slightly more upmarket island in general to somewhere like Zante, which has like a party capital on it called Laguna, and that kind of puts off a lot of people. You know, a lot of wealthier people, let's say.
Right,
so
okay.
I imagine Zakynthos would probably be one of the most expensive islands to buy on, as opposed to Corfu, which may be one of the cheaper islands to buy on.
Really, that's very interesting. What kind of property did you need to find to meet your requirements, and whereabouts in Greece did you actually settle?
Okay, so we settled in Zante in a small village. We have 5 kids between us. And when we go away, you know, we always obviously need quite a lot of space. So having at least 3 bedrooms was kind of like a priority for us.
Yeah.
That ruled out a lot of the tourist areas, like, you know, actual proper tourist areas, because as you get towards those, the prices obviously increase. So we found a house in a village just 10 minutes away from our closest beach, was a resort called Kalamaki, which is a really nice resort. And only about 5 minutes from the airport, so it's pretty handy for us. So we managed to find a 3-bedroom place with a fair amount of space outside, olive trees and other fruit trees, and space for the kids to run around, which really suited us. So
it sounds idyllic.
Yeah, it's becoming that way. It's been a struggle to get here because it needed a fair amount of work, but you know we were quite happy to do that.
Actually, what am I talking about? Sounds idyllic. There's 5 kids running around.
Absolutely. It has its challenges.
Yeah, how did you find the compromise between location, the property, your budget, and the work that was actually required?
Yeah, so there are lots of properties available in Greece that are kind of falling down. And you can go in there and, if you want to rebuild the whole thing, and we even considered that, literally just starting from scratch, knocking down what's there and putting up a reinforced concrete frame or something like that. I mean, you generally get buildings over there that are either reinforced concrete or like flat pack buildings that are built to withstand, because I don't know if you know, but there's seismic activity that goes on there. So the buildings have to move with the ground or be completely reinforced so that they don't move at all. The compromise was probably moving out to the village rather than being in a total tourist location.
Right, okay.
Because obviously you pay a little bit less when you step away from the tourism hotspots. So that was a compromise, but it turned out to be a really nice compromise because the community around there is fantastic. They're all Greek people that live around there, and they're lovely. We've got a couple of English-speaking people. We're trying to learn a bit of Greek as we go, but a couple of them speak really good English, and we can communicate with them really well. And so
that's been a good help.
It's been a real big help, yeah. And it's a nice place to be.
Yeah, Greek's a language I've never really managed myself.
No, they've got some characters that are the same as English, but a lot of them are symbols, and it's a little bit different. But
man, I struggle with English. Never mind another language. I'm useless.
Don't we all?
So, look, Chris, thank you very much. But next, I want to introduce Joe, and we'll talk about the finer details of this renovation project on Fix Radio, the builder station. You're listening to Building Ideas. I'm Mark Miller, and on the phone with me now is Joe Thompson. We have spoken to Chris, who with Joe has been documenting the Greek property renovation adventure on YouTube. Thanks, Joe. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me, Mark. Good to be here.
Joe, what was the work that the property required, and how did you go about getting it done?
It pretty much needed everything doing. Structurally, the villa was fine, but cosmetically, it needed updating. I don't think anything had really been done with it since the 80s.
Oh, right.
So, there was lots of modernising that needed to be done, and we still have like a little way to go with some of it. The bathroom and the kitchen is needing our attention next. But to begin with, we just wanted to make sure that everything felt clean and livable and manageable.
Yeah.
Because when we're staying there, you need to be able to have a little bit of comfort whilst you're building and doing work.
Exactly. And what are the trades people that like working to work with in Greece, and what are the nuances to getting building work actually done?
So we haven't actually used any trades. Chris has done all the work himself so far. He isn't a fan of plumbing, but he has even tackled some plumbing jobs as well. But I can say the people that we have interacted with have been fantastic.
Yeah.
We had some quite serious water problems with our water pump bursting. And there is a guy in Zante town that speaks quite good English. He's really nice, and Chris goes and sees him, and he talks him through the whole process of what he'll need to do to make the pump work again, and kind of gives him a bit of a pep talk, like, you can do it, you're going to be great.
Yeah.
Just take photos of everything. Yeah, they're really encouraging, really nice people. And he's like, if it's really bad, just call me, come back to me, kind of thing. So they're very supportive.
Tell me, Joe.
And that's been great.
Tell me,
go on.
When he goes out to see the man with the water pump and has a chat with him, how long does that chat take?
Not too. Well, I go with him, to be fair.
Oh, right, so, okay, yeah, good.
Yeah, no, he's not snuck off into a Greek bar or anything like that. He is getting on with the work.
Yeah.
So
excellent.
Yeah, and I think the chance would be a fine thing. We always have like a short window of time to get stuff done. So yeah, we look forward to the day when we can sneak off to a bar somewhere.
And what do you wish you'd known before you acquired the property and chose to take on a renovation project in Greece?
Do you know what? I thought about this, and this is like a bit of a catch-22 problem, because I love the fact that the island isn't an all year round place you can visit. It keeps some of its innocence by the fact that tourists can't just keep turning up on a plane
for
12 months of the year. But then that also has its drawbacks for us, in that between October and April, there are no direct flights. And if we want to get out to the villa, which we need to do, we have to fly into Athens, do a 3-hour drive, then get a ferry. So you don't kind of think about those things too much on a time limit thing when you start, but it becomes, when you then have to do it, it's like, oh, this is, I've worked for a week, I'm really knackered now, I've got to drive and a ferry and a plane flight home. But like I say,
so that's like another week's work, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It can be quite tiring getting home. Yeah.
So it would be nice to stop off in a little taverna and have your sort of feta salad and a few beers, wouldn't it?
100%. Yeah, definitely.
And where are you on this journey today? And would you do it again?
Do you know what? I absolutely would do it again. It's been such a journey. There have been days when we've looked at each other and said, the next time we have that conversation about selling the villa, we are going to do it. And then we go, no, we can't. That's normally when there's water pouring out of somewhere and it's a Sunday and you can't get the parts you need.
Yeah.
It's just pure frustration. No, we absolutely would do it again.
Wow.
It's been such an incredible journey. I'm so glad that we took the opportunity to do it.
It's a huge adventure. Even getting there in the winter is a huge adventure, and I wish you all the best.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I wish you all the best with it. And how can we find you on YouTube and watch your journey?
So we're on YouTube as Saving Villa Sweet William.
Any Instagram?
And, yes, Villa Sweet William. Also on Facebook. Not quite so busy on Facebook, but definitely on Instagram. And you will find some amazing videos that Chris has made on YouTube, all about the start of our journey and what we've been up to for the last 2 years.
Wow. I'd love to have that conversation about the water pump. That'd be so exciting.
You might find a video on there.
Yeah, I might go and look for that, actually. Joe, thank you so much. Have a great time in Greece, and I hope you guys have a fantastic home when it's all finished.
Thank you so much for having us. It's been an absolute pleasure.